Hello, everybody. Welcome to Home Goals. I'm your host, Javier Vidana, and today we are here live from the what is this? The penthouse in overlooking the beach. Today we're gonna be talking about interest rates. We're gonna be talking about how to work on getting a better one in this crazy market, and I'm gonna show you a few strategies, even a strategy about how to get one in the 3s or 4s if you got a lot of moolah. So we're going to go over that. Of course, this is also a Q&A show, so I'll be answering your questions as we are doing the live stream. So make sure, if this is your first time joining in, make sure to say hi. I want to say hello to you. I want to say what's up. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact, then see you on the next one, yeah? As usual, we have our Wally Cam. Why is the Wally Cam not working? Looks like we got some technical difficulties already. What's going on with that? Let's see. Give me 1 second. It's all good in the hood. We're going to figure this out. All right, Wally Cam coming on live. What's going on, everybody? What's up, Jesus? What's up, Ford? How you doing? What's up, Danny? First time coming in live. Let's see if my Wally Cam is going to come back right now. My bad, I disconnected it. Let's see, HD Pro Cam. All right, well, while we're waiting for that, what's going on, Jesus? Well, good to see you. Hello, everybody. Ford, SC, Danny, Manetta. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Well, let's get the ball rolling, shall we? Is my Wally Cam set up yet? Let's see. Should be going on. All right. I don't know what's going on here. All right. What's up? How you doing, Tam? So first and foremost, before we begin, give me 1 second, guys. We're just going to troubleshoot this really quick. There it is. Yay! Fixed it. Wally. Come over here, Wally. Come say hi to your audience. Come here, Wally. Oh, there's your good boy. Look at that good boy. Big stretch. All right. I have to have the Wally Cam working. That's your good boy. Yes, you are. Oh, that's your good boy. Don't knock over the camera now, okay? That's your good boy. All right, go ahead. Go over there. You want a treat? All right. Let's start it off with the treat for Wally. We need you guys wait. Go ahead. All right, now we can get it started right. We got to give Wally his treat. So, all right, let's talk about interest rates. If you guys haven't been paying attention to the news, it's been pretty shocking what's been going on with them. Let's see, Optimal Blue. According to Optimal Blue, which is my preferred place to check this stuff out. So please, if you're gonna check out interest rates, we'll always make sure you know where your sources are. We are going only up, up, and up. As of right now, our FHAs are in 7. Conventional loans are like at 7.2, and we have been trending up. It looks like it's not slowing down anytime soon. Let's see. There's my Wally Cam. There's a good boy. which really sucks. And for a lot of people, this is very discouraging. Not only because, I mean, geez Louise, how can you even get yourself in a position to buy when the interest rates are so high? But it really affects the primary thing, which is your monthly payment. Now, if we pull out a mortgage calculator, interest rates are going to the moon. That's right. Sure are. What's going on in the news? Who's president? Gypsy says 10% plus interest rates, mortgage rates. Time to rug all these flippers, Airbnb bros, bidding up. It's still completely unsustainable. Thank you, Pedro. This is not a setup though. This is actually the beach house. See the birds? They're moving up there. I want to see it hit 18% like back in the day. I don't think that will happen. I think it's 18% would be really insane. And you have to also think when interest rates were at 18%, like the prices were not were oh. What's up?
Javy, less than 3.
What's going on? Less than 3. Manny58, the original subscriber on Twitch. Which, by the way, guys, I did turn on TTS for super chats and tips and subs. So just don't make me regret that. But what's up, Manny? How are you? I guess I got to give Wally a treat now, but I already gave him one. So yeah. I mean, why do you think the rates will go to 18%? That's kind of crazy, don't you think? Anyways, let me pull up like a quick mortgage calculator so I can show you guys what's up. All right, let's see. Let's do a share. All right. So this is why it'd be crazy. We'll love Wally right now, but we're gonna have to put the Wally cam away for now. If we're looking at the mortgage, if we're looking, let's say, for a $400,000 house, oh no, I can't mess it up. Give me 1 second. Editor. Done. There you go. Now I can mess with it. Now I can mess with it. Okay. So, if you are buying a house for $400,000, let's say you're buying it, what is it right now? 7% interest rate. We'll leave the property taxes, even though they're still kind of cheaper. People always complain about the taxes being low. People always complain about the PMI being too low. So at $400,000, a measly 5% down payment, 7%, everything looks very manageable. The payment is at $3,000, which is absolutely insane, because if you want to afford a $3,000 payment, that should be 30% of your mortgage. So really, you need to be making at least $9,000 in net income to put yourself in a good, decent position. That's absolutely insane, right? So instead, if this interest rate was like more manageable, let's say at 4%, then $2,300 is a lot more manageable. Now you're talking 6 to 7K of income around there. And that all changes because of the interest rate. The type of house you can afford, $700 worth of a difference of payment is massive. And it's definitely a huge difference. So I'm going to show you guys. Although the bad thing to do would be just to save and pay cash for a house. I mean, it's doable. I don't mean it's doable. It's just it seems too hard, you know. I think it would be pretty crazy. There's a lot of birds flying in the window. Yeah. Any advice to your subscribers on paying off your mortgage early? There's no secret here. You have to pay extra payment. You have to make extra payments for your principals, which we'll talk about in a bit right now. But number one, the first thing you can do to get a better rate, which is controversial, but we need to talk about it, okay? Let's say you're in a position where there's 2 houses for sale, okay? House number 1, let's assume it's like, what, 400, for both from $400,000. House number 1, you can have the ability to get $10,000 of concessions. Okay. And house number 2, you can have the ability to also get $10,000, but instead of asking it in concessions, you ask for it in the purchase price. What works there? What makes it happen? Well, what you can do with the $10,000 in option number 1 is you can do a rate buy down, which means you can essentially bribe the lender to get money to basically say, hey, can you give me a better rate? I mean, the more technical term is they have these rate, like they have different sheets where it tells them, hey, if you give this much from the buyer, we can give them this rate, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's more technical than that. But so let's say you can get $10,000, you can probably do a rate buy down around, according to my calculations, last I checked, like the guy I spoke with said about $20,000 got you down to like, I think it was like a 5%. Was it 5? It was like, I think it was, yeah, it was like a 5.125 or something. So with a 1%, let's just assume, I don't know, you can go down to 6%, maybe 5.8. Things definitely have changed since I've made that video. If we were able to hit 18%, we should expect sticker prices to go down. So who knows, maybe monthly payments. Yeah, I mean, we should expect them to go down now, don't you think? Can't really see chat here. I need to make like a background. Can I do a little quick background? Let's see. Let's see. Background color? No. Text color? No. Oh well, I guess it can't work. I was trying to make it so it's a little more visible, but with the white screen, it's a little more difficult. So with this route, we can maybe basically bribe the seller to give you a better rate. Sorry, bribe the lender to give you a better rate. Then we're going to be about 6% here. 400,000. I mean, compared to, let's say we were to duplicate the same exact situation, put it right here. But this is a 7%. I mean, it's not that bad of a difference. You're looking at about $11,000 of interest paid within 3 years, $19,000 of interest paid over 5 years, over 10 years, 38, and over 30 years, like around 90. Now, keep in mind, with option number 2, you would have the opportunity to buy the house cheaper, though. So let's assume that you can actually get $20,000 from the lender, from the seller. And you can buy down your rate to, like, I don't know, 5.5 or whatever. So how would it look like? Is it 0.5? Oh no, it's too low. It would be 0.55. If we can buy down the interest rate to 5.5 here versus just getting it off the purchase price and having our interest rate be at 7% here. Now, keep in mind, with this option, scenario number 2, we're setting ourselves up for success down the road, because when the interest rates do drop, you would be able to refinance because you got yourself in a better position to do that. So, if for 30 years you keep it as is, though, it looks like the payment difference is you're paying $29.18 for buying the house cheaper, or you're paying $26.74 for buying the house at $400,000 and having that money be put towards the interest rate. So it looks like one option is giving your purchase price be higher, but with the lower interest rate, your monthly payment is more manageable. Whereas the other option, your price point is a lot cheaper, but you're in a lot more expensive position. But of course, as many people love to point out, this position is you're setting yourself up for better success down the road. You're setting yourself for the ability to be able to refinance when interest rates do drop. Some people might say take 5 years, may take 2 years, may take 10 years. Whatever the case is, you're putting yourself in that better position. So this higher payment, I mean, it really changes after a while, but I have to show both Both options, essentially, if that makes sense. I can't afford a house, so I'm buying a co-op. Well, sound like you're saying a coop. A co-op. A co-op. I don't know what a co-op is. We don't have co-ops here, I think, in Arizona, or I've never sold one. Rebelling the 111. Interest rates will drop. Well, let's hope so, man. Let's. I sure hope so. Let's see. Would there even be sellers if everyone had low interest rates, if they weren't forced to sell? Would builders be interested in housing prices were low? I don't know if that's like you're bringing up a point or you're asking me. I think builders are always wanting to make money, right? But you're right, you know. Sharon, hi Javier, I love your channel. What do you think of putting a manufactured home on our property and subdividing it so we can live in our current house that's being built? Thank you. Not a bad idea, but what would you do once your house is being built? Would you turn it into a rental or what? Still not a bad idea though. Dan Beetle, do you ever think the government will ever do anything to help with the housing crisis? And if so, what would you think you could do? Would the government ever not help their... Because I think the government... is more likely to help the corporations that are buying investment properties rather than helping us, you know what I'm saying? That's a tough question. Would they? I mean, as much as I'd love to say yeah, they would, I don't think they would. Jesus, are you... Jesus is always causing trouble. Just it's A-Train though. A-Train, I've seen him multiple times. You two get along. Sir Wesley, which of your audiences is best and why is it Twitch? Dude, Twitch, man, he used to go down on Twitch, huh? You know I can't pick Sir Wesley, especially when there's some bald loyalist in the Twitch chat right now. Let's talk about second option, yeah. This is an option that's pretty popular with first-time home buyers. That is going to buy home builders. Home builders right now are offering, but here's the thing. There's a few caveats. If you're going with the new home build, you have to find something that's going to be done this quarter. Because what builders are doing is they buy a bunch of cheap, like according to them, spend millions of dollars buying down these really cheap rate. 5.75 is what I'm seeing right now. They're buying a big chunk of these low rates to be used for that quarter to help promote the houses that are inventory right now. If you go to a home builder and you have a 2 to 3 month build time to wait, go to a builder and they're gonna probably set you up with a 5.75 interest rate plus. Like I just got a client under contract this weekend. They're going 5.75 interest rate plus they got 2%. So they're buying a $450,000 house. So they got $9,000 in concessions. So they can use that to buy down to pay their closing costs or even buy down the rate further even. So new builders are a good opportunity for people if you're okay waiting a little longer. That would of course require you to go find a new builder and last time I did a video on this, I recommended a new home source. And people were saying that you needed to be a realtor. I know there's new home source professional where you need to be a block. I'm using a new browser, by the way, so this is why it's so bare. Can I bring chat back down here? Would I be able to see it now? Crazy how something so essential to life is out of reach for so many. Yeah, it's true, Sam. Really is a shame. And who's to blame? You know, it's a good question, Javier. Who's to blame? I think there's a lot of finger pointing. I mean, we'll have a conversation. Sam, if you're still going to be here for a while, remind me, please. Thank you, Jonathan. It's an amazing office, isn't it? We'll talk about who's to blame for that. New home source professional. So like, I don't know, let's do Phoenix. AZ. Like, that works. You don't, this is a new browser. I'm not logged in. And I can find communities here. I think my problem is I went to new home, people look up new home source and it goes to new home source professional. And then that one, you need to be an MLS. So that's you need that. But here, newhomesource.com, we can see we can find something. So if you look for a new build, you find something that's an inventory home. You need to find something that's in a close. Oh, you want to do Utah? Oh yeah, you want advice? Yeah, what's your? Go ahead, ask me. What's your advice? Just don't Fidel. Okay. So you find something, quick move in, like 1 to 2 months. I guarantee you most of these houses will offer some kind of incentive, because once again, they buy the rate. They're low rates for inventories that need to be closing this quarter, right? So as long as you do that, you're gonna set yourself up in a good spot. But anyways, where's I going with this? Okay, that's the second option. Let's go back to the beachfront property, yeah? Let's check up on Wally. What's Wally up to? Wally's missing. Wally, are you okay? Wally, are you alright? Wally? Sorry, nobody has given a super chat, so you get no treats yet. Stay. Stay. Sit. Watch this. Sit. Sit. Don't do this, Wally. Sit. No, 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 no. Sit. Down. 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 Oh, there's your good boy. There you go, Wally. Oh, there's your good boy. Yes. Beautiful. I just love when they pay attention. All right. Wally's doing good. Hey, Grumps. Hey, Javier, good to see you. Can you explain property taxes work in a sense, or is it integrated in mortgage payment and balloon? So basically, your taxes are assessed. So it depends on your area. There's some areas where they're assessed every 6 months. Or sometimes, I think most of them are assessed annually. So they get assessed annually, and you owe that payment for that, whatever that year is, depending on in the state. Obviously, like here in Arizona, they're paid in arrears, so you pay for the past 6 months that just passed. Not in the rear, because it does feel like it's in the rear, but would you say at this point is it better to buy a lot, land, in cash, or would you just build through a builder? You know, buying is. I have a family member who bought a piece of land, and this person works in construction, actually owns his own construction company, and it was difficult for this person to build their own place. If this person struggled, a person who works in construction, who has connections, had problems building a house, the average person is going to struggle even more. Is it possible? Yes. If you have a lot of perseverance, why not? But it's going to be tough. Let's just say that, yeah. Hold on. I don't have my Twitch chat up. Sorry. Let me pull up my Twitch chat. You guys might hear me talking right now. Sorry. Let me pull up my DTX Nelson. What's up? Baba Dank. Bro, I'm an agent. I literally feel like the websites are 10 times better than me at sending properties. I get all my properties on. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I mean, realtors are becoming less and less essential, so we have to provide our value in different ways for sure. Shout out from Casa Grande from Diego. What's up, Diego? How you doing? Oh, it's some late night Javi after dark. Is it dark right now where you are? It's daytime, baby. Hey, I know I'm like 70% of my audience is in the West Coast, so I gotta appeal to them flows, unfortunately. But good to see you, flows. Okay. Pitch dark. Third, as you can see through the Wally cam, it is still daytime on Phoenix. That still nice and bright. That is not a cow. That is a dog. a good boy, if you will. Javier, from your video you posted earlier today, what's a good tool for researching houses that have gone up in the value? There's no tool that can to it. I think you're just looking up past sales. And if you don't have a website that can do it, because there's some states like Texas don't let you look up past sales. So you're going to have to get connected with a really good agent you trust there. Which, if you want to do that, homemoney.com/Javier. Links to the description. But if you're in a state where that information is more accessible, then just doing your own research on comps is going to be a lot more effective, in my opinion. Do you think buying Santan right now is a good idea? Well, I mean, you think the values are going to... We can do a little property analysis for Santan if you want. People like seeing that. But anyways, the last thing and the third thing before we go into the Q&A, let's finish the third point. The third point of how to get a good rate is looking into loan assumptions. Now, here's a huge caveat for loan assumptions. Okay. Caveat number 1. You need a lot of money. You need a lot of cash. Number 2. You need a lot of time. Yeah, Floza, aren't you glad you bought when you bought? Sir Wesley. Don't you do. I wonder how he does it. I wonder how he does it in Texas, because Texas is really strict about that. So anyways, this is what you do, okay? I'm gonna log into the MLS. Once again, I'm on the browser that I've never used before. See if I can figure it out. Whoops. Can he figure it out in time? Yay. Okay. Oh my gosh, why I cannot see chat at all? Do I have to make it black? But then I don't want to change it for... Okay. I have to make it black for now. Yeah, I can do that right now, Nolan. Just because your name is the same name as my son. Anyways, so this is what we do, okay? You pull up your MLS. So in this case, you're going to have to ask an agent because you need the MLS, right? You can actually... should be able to add a field. And here I'm going to look up assumable qualify. There's 72 houses that work for this type of criteria. So what we're going to do is just kind of, let's focus on like East Valley here. Okay. Now most of these houses should work to do that. So like here, this one, for example. I hate when they don't do it. Sometimes they don't include that information. Looks like they don't. But let's see if we can find one that does. 425. Not there. I'm looking for one that actually provides the data so you can... I know there's... Okay. So all of those have assumable loans. We just don't have any data on them because they didn't put them on the MLS. So let me see if I can find one. I remember I was looking with the client and we found one in this area. Might not be available anymore. Let's see. Nope. Okay, here you go. So this house, if you have a VA buyer, there's a VA loan on the property that's assumable. Interest rate is at 2.5%. So if you wanted to buy this house for $470,000, you could assume it. Obviously, there's a few stipulations. A, you need to have the cash. You need to be able to qualify for a VA loan. But let's say, I don't know, it doesn't say what the VA loan is at, but let's just assume, let me just go to Wally Cam real quick while I look up their loan records. Thanks for subscribing, Nolan. $250,000 is what they bought it for in 2017. So it's probably $200,000 left. So $200,000 left. Okay. Well, this means that you probably have to pay them a difference of like what, 200K ish. If they, let's say they owe 200,000 on the property, you need to pay them a difference of $270,000. This isn't a little bit insane, but you can get that rate of 2.5. Now, normally we would find a situation that if they didn't buy so long ago, they maybe only have to come up with like 100,000 or $120,000, whatever the case is. But yet you can get yourself in that position to get a better rate. Now, this you have to be most of the time they're FHA or VA. 2, you have to have the cash to do it, and 3, they take 45 to 60 days to make it work. So it's basically, yeah, you're buying out the current equity. It's not the smartest idea, yes, but the idea is if you find something that's been on the market long enough, you can really talk them down and you don't have to buy out the current equity. But yes, basically that's a way of looking at it. You can buy out the current equity and you can assume the loan that they have. This only makes sense if you're buying a home forever, a long-term house. It's not just going to be a little short-term thing, right? And but overall, it's doable. Anyways, yeah, that's 3 different ways to do it. Let me bring the chat back to white so you guys can see it. Let's see. Thanks for subscribing on Twitch, Baba Dank. Baba Dank, what a great name. Dr. John Doe. Let's go. Let's do the qua. Let's do some Q&A. Yeah. Yes, sir. I love how you can see the emoji on the. You can see it on. Right there. I have also gotten enough views from your YouTube content to make this worth it. Thank you. Oh, value. Sorry. Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it. Dr. John Doe says, as a first-time buyer, do you recommend a foreclosure home? What does the process look like when a conventional loan? Thanks. So if you're talking foreclosure, like there's a few ways. Like there's a traditional auction route, which would be a little more difficult to do, but doable. But what I remember back in the day when I first got my license, the foreclosure homes looked like HUD homes or like Fannie Mae properties or like or like REO properties, right? Where it was like on the market, but there was just a different buying process. Honestly, I actually haven't seen one in years. I haven't seen one of those. I haven't seen a foreclosure for sale. I mean, dude, if you're looking to buy right now, it's like you're in the thick of it, right? You're buying where interest rates are high. Prices are going down and have gone down, I should say. Some areas are going back up again. Some areas are going down still. You're buying in an unprecedented time. So, or if that's the right way of saying it, sorry. So your main focus should be to try to find something where you can buy for less than list price. If you're having to buy, it's because you have strong motivation.
You put up with my joke, so I guess I can sub.
Thank you, Sir Wes. You're the man. Appreciate you. So what was I saying? You want to get the house as cheap as possible to pad yourself from any potential more drops, or you're padding yourself so that way when the interest rates do drop, you can refinance later. But you're doing it, you want to make sure you have a very strong reason of buying right now. I don't want anyone buying just because their mom is telling them. Like, you're buying right now because you're having to move and you don't want to rent, right? But thanks for the question. Your recent HOA videos are crazy. Thank you, Will. I actually deleted the last one. I thought it was a little bit too sensational, so I ended up removing it. Why is my YouTube chat not popping up on the screen? It's only my Twitch chat. What's going on with that? Should also be YouTube chat. Let's see. Let me refresh it. Refresh cache. There you go. Trish G says, debating if it's better to buy after hurricane season. I have to say, I don't think there are any hurricanes in Arizona, so I can't tell you from experience, but I'd imagine that's a pretty big factor. I mean, the closest thing we have to a hurricane in Arizona is our intense summer heat, and I have to tell you that people buy during the summer a lot here, so I don't think that's very helpful. Adrian Moore says, I'm thinking of house hacking to cut costs from interest rates. Any tips on that? If you can house hack, you can house hack, man. I mean, that's the beauty of it. But you want to make sure to research who's doing it in your area already, who is doing it successfully. Have a conversation with them. Take them out to coffee if you can, right? Make sure you really get a good idea of before you get into it, because a lot of people, there's all the YouTube comments just clogging up, I guess. Yeah. How do lenders, real estate agents view a buyer with 2-time jobs? Great, they're hardworking, I guess. There's not really other way to look at them. As long as you have enough history with both of them, then you'll be good, you know. But if you just got a second full-time job, just barely, I don't think the lender will qualify it. You have to make sure to have some time with it. But anyways, I was talking to Will about the HOAs. Yeah, my last video, I ended up deleting it. I thought it was a little too crazy. I went like, felt like a little of like I was kind of using the person's story as like a way to get views, and I felt weird about it. So I had it up for like, I think like an hour or two, and then I took it off. Got like 3,000 views. But yeah, you have to be careful with that HOA. There's a lot of HOA hate going on there, and HOAs definitely suck. But I was like, you know what? I was gonna make a series about these different HOA situations. I don't know. I feel like I'm kind of gonna take a step back from that. Bobadank says, that's why it's so tough being a new agent for me right now. A lot of leads I'm getting are great people, but honest truth is they shouldn't be buying right now. The only 2 sales I made so far are buying out of necessity. Yeah, I mean, I get that, dude. Not only that, but the people that are looking to buy right now, I'll help them, and I show them houses for months, and then when it comes time to pull the trigger, they just get, they get scared. So it's an unprecedented. Once again, like now more than ever, like when I'm talking to someone and thinking about buying, I want to make sure that it's not the best time right now. But especially in my area, there's still a lot of growth happening. You're getting in right now because you have an optimistic view of our area, and you're buying with the goal to try to get as cheap as price as possible. Anyways, Nolan was asking me about Santan. Let's look up. Can I like make this go into dark mode? It's too white. Thank you. Oh, but it doesn't change websites. Get that. Man. Too bright. Anyways. Let's look at the sales prices, yeah? Oh! I'll give you guys my password. Kyle Seagraves at I love Kyle Seagraves 69 is my password.
Hey, Kyle here with winthehouseyoulove.com.
Do I really have that as a soundbite? Yes, I do. Thank you. I'll be here all night. Appreciate it. That's literally. I only have 3 sound bites. I have the applause, I have the boo, and I have.
Hey, Kyle here with winthehouseyoulove.com.
Why? I don't. Yeah, it's insane. I know. It's okay. So what's going on with Santan? Let's see. Santan is not popping up. Why is it not popping up? Why is there no Santan? Did it pop up here? What the heck? Is Santan not considered a city? Why are we not tracking Santan? I have to look it up by the zip code. Santan Valley zip code. Do HOAs exist inside of the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. 85114. 85144. Okay, there it is. Okay. What's going on with Santan? It looks like so basically most areas right now are going to have this. I mean, especially Phoenix. We have the huge spike of the COVID times. We have May-ish being the spike of values. We have a drop till about February and then an increase. It looks like Santan followed a very similar progression, spike, and then a dip down. Looks like it did the spike up just like it did from March to July, like most areas. In August, we're not going to really count on that yet because it's only been, 16 days in August. So, that's technically we're still valid there. Like it's not that big of a difference. We still need 15 more days of data. But it looks like Santan is following the similar trend as most cities are. Is it on the up and up? I mean, not really. It depends on how August numbers come in. But basically, the rest of the year, we should be seeing a decrease because that's just what happens every year. Literally, you can see from the beginning of time, that's what happens is, January, June is like the peak of that year. And then it drips down. New year, January to July peak. It goes down to the new year. And then it's literally, that's what it is. That's this real estate cycle. So if that continues to follow that, basically for the rest of the year, we should see a spike down. How low is it going to go? Is it going to really dictate where we're going to head in the future? If it only goes down slightly like it always has been, then basically our values are going to sustain. If it drops immensely lower, then we still have a lot of correction to happen. So we don't know yet. If you're buying Santan, I recommend a new builder. If you don't have an agent, I'd love to help you. I work Santan. But I am a shill, always telling myself. Sorry. But, there's a lot of, like I told you earlier in the video, as long as you have, you buy something this is close within that quarter, then you're going to set yourself up with a good rate. No HOAs in Europe. Yeah. Not allowed there. Well, since you got a sword as well, guessing you're closer to Javier like me, huh? Hey. Who's got a sword? Basic Tech Guy's been around for a while. Well, it's a moderator. Oh yeah, I think Basic Tech Guy is like whenever you would leave, he would help moderate sometimes. Your name is out there killing it. Just responding to things. Bill, me and my wife have 30,000 saved, and I filed a pre-qualification letter and approved for 400,000 in the bank. Both our incomes combined at 186,000 a year. Good stuff, Bill. What is our max we could possibly go for a home? I have zero debt. Great question. So 186,000. Do you have any debts, Bill? Any credit card or card debts, or any other payments you make? What is your worth is shell, bro? What does that mean? Thank you, Baba Dank. Baba Dank, I like your name. Kathy Felix, is it better to get married and buy a home together, or wait to get married and each person buy a house by themselves? E.g. first-time home buyer benefits. Well, Kathy, let's explore what truly a first-time buyer benefit is. A first-time home buyer benefit. What is it? You can qualify for certain specific type of loans that usually come with a higher interest rate, right? So if you're buying a house, you should always set yourself up with as much down payment as you can save. And here's a grand secret. You're not going to go buy the most beautifulest house. You're not going to go pay over list price. You're going to go buy something reasonable, something used, something that needs a little work. So really, what's the benefit you have as if like you have to really think about it. A first-time home buyer loan is, don't think of it as like a benefit. Think of it as a marketing term. Dude, I'm not as much anymore, Kathy, but I used to get a lot of people that would reach out to me. They're like, Javier. Oh, no, actually, the people, my clients, like it'd be halfway through the transaction, like they're getting a great, well, back in the day, right? Not anymore. They were getting like a great rate. They're, doing 10% down. They're like all this stuff. And then I get a call, Javier, I just talked to my cousin Edgar, and he says that I'm a first-time home buyer, and it's crazy that I'm not getting any benefits. What's going on? Are you screwing me over? Well, no, your cousin Edgar thinks that first-time home buyer, you should get like a great, like, no. Then I'm like, let's just go talk to the lender. And then the lender's like, yeah, there's these first-time home buyer loans that would set you up with the higher interest rate. It gives you the down payment funds, but your rate's going to be higher. So you end up paying that like 10 times as much, et cetera, et cetera. And they go, oh, okay, yeah, never mind. It's not the right approach, right? So anyways, my point is, your question, should you get married? Or honestly, if you're in an area where both of your incomes can sustain a house for each other, like if your income is enough to buy a house in your area and his or her income is enough to buy a house in their area, then having that option is great. Like why not, right? But if you guys are like most cities, major cities, you have forced to buy together, then that's just the option you are. But I mean, if you're in an area where you can both afford, why not? Why not? And then if you guys get pissed at each other, you know what? I'm going to my house. Screw you. And they're like, fine, get out of my house. I'm just kidding. It's oh, I see. You were joking about how. Oh yeah, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Try and get a credit to 800 plus. Yeah, I mean that's solid. If you're going to work with a broker, that helps a lot. If you're working with a lender, like a mortgage lender, being in the 700s is enough. The struggle is too real. Is now a better time to look for a house? Do you think more inventory and better prices will come in the fall, winter season? Better prices always come in the fall, winter season. Less inventory is in fall and winter, though. So that's just how it's always been. So I think right now the question is, if your lease isn't expired till next year, or I think you should buy based on your timeline, right? If your lease expires like March, February, then yeah, you should be buying at the end of this year. If your lease expires, next month, you're gonna get an extension for 3 or 4 months because Javier told you it's cheaper to buy in December. Maybe not the best idea. Then you're gonna be putting yourself in the position where you're paying a lot more to your landlord. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you know what? I just realized that Baba Dink and Sir Wesley subscribed, and I didn't give Wally a treat. Sorry. Wally. I'm gonna give you a treat. This is from Bob Dink. And this is from Sir Wesley. Oh, hey. Try to keep both of them at work. He'll be back for that. He'll be back for that treat that fell. Oh, Bill answered. You paid off $86,000 in debt. Bill, dude, congrats, man. Let me go up and look at your income again. I think it was 186. All right, let me pull up my sheet. By the way, all these home buying resources are available to you. All you gotta do is join the Home Buyers Guild on my Patreon for $10. Literally, if you want, just go join. $10 a month. Join, download the sheet, and then unsubscribe the next month. That's fine. Like, just do that. A lot of people do that. It's no big deal. But anyways, so this gentleman makes $186,000 a year. I'm assuming that's gross. What do you guys do for a living? Wah wah wee wah. Sorry. So I'm assuming that your net is about, oh, you know, at that price range, you're probably like 70%, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, so like, I'm assuming your net's actually closer to 130,000. Let me zoom in a little bit. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? I want to see if we can catch him his drool. So Wally drools so much that we literally have to clean our walls like every month. Just drool. Wally, speak. Wally, speak. Oh, okay. Never mind. Doesn't want to speak. You don't want to speak, Wally? Speak. Oh, there's a good boy. But you got to be on camera. People can't see you if you're over here, dude. All right. So note that. This is your range. Wait, why is that his range? Do I still have debt here? 10,000. Yeah, so that's your range where you should afford. So you're gonna qualify up to $7,000. Like, you're gonna be in a really good spot. So congrats. But what you could afford really is like this range. This is 33% of your net income. This is 30% of your net. This is 25% of your net. Oh, there he is. Booty cam. Wally, get out. Wally, get your butt out of the way, bro. Wally. Wally, move. Go. Your butt's blocking your shot. There you go. Okay. Sorry, I love my dog. I don't know. This is literally a Wally stream. Now that we have a Wally cam. Almost not in focus. Oh, there it is. Oh, it is a good boy. Speak. Oh, good boy. Okay, anyways. So this is your range. So really, this is 28% of your gross. I don't recommend going that high. So I think like the 3,500 range is going to be your best bet. That's going to set you up at 33% of your net. But dude, if you can try to be in the 2000s, that's going to be really sweet. Really, really sweet. To get this spreadsheet, it is behind a paywall. It is on my Patreon, $10 a month. You don't have to join. Just join for 1 month, and then you can back out the net. You want to keep supporting me, that'd be great. But if not, just download it. Thank you, Rebel, with the $1 tip. Gotta give Wally his treat. Gotta give the people what they want, Wally. I might only give him a half a treat because I don't want him to eat too much treats. Can you sit? Can you sit? Oh. Good boy. There you go. There you go. Alright, I got a half a treat for the next time. Thank you, Rebel. Wally appreciates it too. Well, hope that helped, Bill. Was it Will or Bill? I don't remember. Appreciate you. Where's the Toby? Dude, Toby's in the main house. He doesn't live over here, okay? Toby, the thing with Toby is he can't be trusted. Like, look at Wally, look at slobber. Oh god. Toby will go pee on the couch and stuff and like go pee on the carpet, you know what I mean? That slobber is intense. Sorry. Trigger warning. Okay, Wally, I'm not gonna give you the other half. Go wait over there, dude. Avatar Rafiki says, me and my fiance own both homes. Do you think it's financially wise to sell 2 houses and move into a new state and buy with a combined equity? Or should I stay and rent a house? That's a great question. First of all, how amazing is it that you guys set yourself up in that position? So congrats to you guys. I don't know. I feel like selling both of them might not be the best thing to do. Oh, you're gonna drop it? I'm not giving you another treat. I'm trying to use you to get more money. People have to tip and super chat or people have. No, I'm not giving you another one. See, I've got him. It's like crack. I've got him addicted. I don't know if it's worth, trading in basically just to go to another state. I mean, if you could, that's the beauty of it is you bought 2. Can you just sell one and use equity of one and rent out the other? Or can you guys maybe just save for a while and like keep those as rentals? You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know if selling both of them are going to put you in a good spot. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I don't know the situation. There's a lot more factors, I'm sure. But I wouldn't, I mean, I would hold on as long as possible. Real estate's a long game. Toby has to feed it to him. No. Let's see. Toby. Thank you so much, Julio, for the $4 super chat. All right, Wally, here's your other one. Wally, are you mad at me? Here. Yeah. Thank you, Julio. Ah! Yes, it would also depend on the interest rates of both homes. There's a lot of factors there, but me personally, I would do that. Okay, what other questions you guys got? Today we're talking interest rates. Someone asked me what the rates are right now. Pull them up real quick. Too high.
Man, give that cute mutt another treat.
Sure thing. Man, Wally, you're gonna gain so much weight, bro. Me and you both. You know what? He's not over here, so I'm just gonna leave for him here. Let's see how long it takes him to find it. Where's your treat at? Where's the treat? Go find it. He'll find it. He'll find it eventually. Why is it a bad time to buy a house? Will it be a good time to buy in a year? That's a dangerous thought, my friend. What's going to be different about a year from now? You know what I mean? I think you should instead explore when you're ready to buy. Because owning a home is an internal question before it's an external question, right? The problem with the last 3 years is it was so a no-brainer to buy a house that people weren't really exploring whether they should buy a house, right? They were just buying because they were told it's a great time to buy. Now more than ever, you have to really challenge that idea. Like, is it a good time to buy or not? And because yeah, you might be buying a depreciating asset, but the thing is, people who are buying now are okay with that because they are comfortable with their decision. They have to own where they live. So yeah. Jonathan Root, I think a lot of homeowners aren't moving because they're locked in a good rate and feel trapped. That's yeah. You know, it's not a bad thing that people are staying put. I think this idea of selling every 2 or 3 years, which quite frankly I'm guilty of, is not, you know, it's kind of feeding into that consumerism a bit, you know? Like, we don't have to have the nicest, newest house every time. We can try to make it work with what we got. Oh, but that's slobber. There you go. He found it. He found it. Thank you, A-Train. That's a good goal. Having your ducks in a row is a goal. There it is. My brokerage owner told me rates are going to drop in June, July. No more treats, dude. Sorry. Go over there. Beep, beep, beep. Back it up. Go over there. There he is. There he goes. Best state in your opinion to buy a home? Go the state where you live. There's no perfect state. Just wherever you want to buy. Federal pause again and rates will rise again. Yeah, I mean once again, if you're trying to find the best time to buy, you're gonna need a time machine, you know. Which I can bring up my time machine background if you guys want again. I have it. Let me see if I can find it actually. You guys want a time machine? I got one for you. Only the OGs will know the time. This is the time machine. What that means. There you go. Here's the time machine. You guys want the time machine? I got it. Wait. There you go. There's a time machine. See that? It's being worked on the back. I made this like a year ago when I had the whole gimmick of the time machine. I have the computers figuring out when the market's going to crash right there. We got the time machine being worked on in the back. We have a calendar when the market's going to crash here. I'll leave it on just for you guys. Back to the days when you had your cell phone number. I actually started using my cell phone number again on my state channel. Oh man, no, I didn't. I'm not gonna give you. Go back, Wally. You're getting too crazy with these treats. Go back. Go down. Down. He's getting too crazy with these treats. Down. Down. Thank you. I'm under contract with a house for $300,000 in 95482. Congratulations. What would be our recommended mortgage payment if our take home is $120,000 with 14? What is your monthly payment on that student loan debt, John Doe? Alberto, yes, I'm working with someone that's doing that right now. Basically, it's like a 45, 60-day time period. They're going to be living in this house forever. They're VA, and they're getting like a 2 point, I think low 3 or high 2s. I don't remember. Your name. Thank you so much for helping people out. Oh wait, John Doe, I'm just gonna $143. Okay. That dog is a paid actor. Mercy, do you see how crazy he is because of the treats? I shouldn't be saying that word. He's like fiending. Like at first he was just sleeping, but he's got like 4 treats already, and he's just like crazy. Look at those eyes. Like look at that. He's just so obsessed with them. Wally, I don't know if it was a good idea. I'm gonna have to make like a minimum or something. That's my wife, by the way, Mercedes Ariano. Okay, so Dr. John said, what does a take home look like? Okay, so 120,000 is your gross, I'm assuming. So let's see how that looks like. So you're making 120K a year. I'm assuming your tax rate is 75% of that. Okay. You have $140,000 student loan payment. Which I would argue, if you're tackling that debt, you probably wouldn't be paying that. Maybe you'd be doubling it, right? So let's just assume you're doubling. You're really focusing on it. Your affordability. I mean, if you prioritize the student loan before the payment, which you check mark this basically to do that. Your just right number, which is 33% of your net, is about $23.76 as a monthly payment. You can qualify up to $4,000, of almost $5,000, but you really want to be in this range here. Tight range is 28% of your gross, $27.16, but really you want to be like right here. So $2,100 to $2,300 around there. That's the thing that I tell people, Tucker, is people think it's like, oh, it's a terrible time to buy. But when those interest rates drop, woo, people buy based off their monthly payment, not based on the prices. And when those interest rates drop, it's going to be crazy. There's going to be another spike of values. But people keep believing it's not a good time to buy. I'm like doing like the whole Mexican mom thing right now. I told you. Well, not just any mom in general. Like when you're skating and you fall, instead of going and like nurturing you, they're like, "I told you, why are you doing that?" Jonathan Root says, "Actually, Cork, the best time to buy a house is before we were born." That's why. Hey man, that's why I'm working on a time machine back there. Time machine. Oh man, it's funny. I like the dog cam. Thank you, Moomin. He is obsessed with treats right now. 120,000 take. Oh wait, I thought I was 120,000 net. Was it gross or net? Is saying treats triggering him? Sorry, Wes. Babadunk says, overall, I do agree with the logic. When rates drop, prices will jump. By the times rate drop, won't be partially due to some economic downturn. Yeah, basically. So there could be potentially more drops of value. So yeah, you really timed it so well with your sell and purchase, Javier. Thank you. How's the house? Honestly, Andrew, I don't know if I did. I feel like, I mean, here's the thing. Like, looking at the market data, we sold at the top, but we also bought near the top. So no, it wasn't the best thing. Our rate is manageable, yes, but it wasn't the best thing. However, I would say that it was the right time for us, right? We needed the space for the baby. We needed the space for our growing family. So, like, once again, I'm not someone who obsesses over the market. Like, when it's the right time to buy, which is when my wife tells me, then it's the right time to buy. Does that include the number you included taxes? What do you mean taxes? Yeah, let me share it again. I went too fast, maybe. So gross income, net income. So gross is not what you take home, is what you get paid. Net income is after taxes. And I'm calculating 25% tax rate. So it's 120K, yeah, gross. And 7,000 is your, okay, so your tax rate is, if it's 7,000, your tax rate isn't 25, it's probably like 30. So yeah, it's 30% tax. Yeah, so then it's a little different. 2,000 to 2,200 if you're prioritizing that. But once again, I'm putting a double payment on your student loan because I'm assuming you're working on paying that off. So I made it a double payment. And I'm making it so you're prioritizing paying that off. So that's 2,000 to 22. But if you're actually looking at the true numbers, I guess you could squeeze out. Oh, it actually doesn't change that much. So yeah, it's still like 2,000 to 2,300 around there. I should have brought a water bottle beforehand. Whew. What would I be able to afford with $130,000 gross and $1,200 monthly car school payment in California? In California, nothing. A box. Just kidding. Let's look at it. Let's look at it again. So 130K gross. California. We'll leave it 30% tax rate. You have a $1,200 monthly car and school payment. So let's assume it's $600 for the car and $600 for the student loan. You're at $2,200 to $2,500. If you prioritize student loans and you're paying off your car aggressively, you're at $1,900 to $2,100. But you should be able to qualify up to $4K, but you want to be about $2,200 to $2,300 for your payment. $12K seems low. Huh? $12K low for emergency with $200K gross. Who's making $200K gross? Oh, I see. Brandon. Javier, my wife and I live in Southern California. Currently make $200K gross a year. We have no debt. We have $12,000 in emergency fund and put $48K so far down for down payment. Great. Well, I think Jonathan Root is saying you need to build your emergency funds a little bit more. SoCal, really expensive. What's your average price point over there? We're about to have a little one soon and have about $20K for our little one to cover any unexpected expenses. Whatever is not used will be put in the house fund. Any recommendations in terms of buying? Well, first of all, congratulations. I just had a little one myself. Let me show you a picture. Oh, my phone died. Anywho, 120K. I think I have a cost budget here. I don't know what your price point is though. I don't know an idea of your price range. You think you can tell me? If you make two, well, let's see what you can afford. I guess we can work with that. You make 200K. Now you're probably like at 60% tax rate, I'm assuming. So you're probably qualify. Your just right number. You qualify up to 7K, but your just right number is like 3,300. So that's what, like $550,000 house. Around there. So what's up, Super Tribe? Dude, I saw your latest videos, man. You're killing it. Hey, man, whenever you want to go explore those neighborhoods again, take me with you. I'll go on for the ride. Anyways, so $3,000 to $3,300 around there. So that's like what, 500, 600K. Hopefully that's enough. So let's do 600K. So I really want you to have at least 3 months of survival. And I'm speaking from experience because I don't want you to be put in a bad spot. So I would say at least save 3 months of your mortgage payment. Right? So just to be safe. So I'm already going to put $9,000 as part of what you have to save, which you're technically there. Let's actually, so it's $3,000. Let's assume it's another $3,000 for living expenses. So like 6,000. So around there. Let's say you save 3 months of it. Okay. Home inspection is $500. Additional inspection is $200. Appraisal. Let's do California, which is about $8,000 closing costs. I don't know if that's right or not. But basically, if you're saving 10% down, 60K, 18K of emergency funds, so basically having 3 months of $6,000 a month, home inspection, everything, you're about 87,000, right? So that's if you're being really conservative. So you're close to your emergency fund number already. For everything else, you're almost there. I think you said you saved 48K. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, dude. I have to find a way to stay relevant. But I'm always looking for your feedback if you ever have it. So we have the 12K and 48K away so far from a down payment. So I don't know how much you're saving, but that's where I'm going to put you at 600K, right? Now, of course, you could say, well, I need 20% down. Well, if you need 20% down, that's going to be that, right? But remember, you can even buy with as low as 5% down, be at 57. But 10% is a good middle ground, I think. But yeah. Oh, someone said something? Hold on, guys. 1 second. I'll be right back. I think I just got a message. It's either from God or from my wife. Did you do a Google send message from the home? Oh, okay. All right, cool. No worries. Bye. Yeah, it was the kids. It was the kiddos. Hope that helped. Oh, is it live? Yeah, it's live, Babe or Baby. Anyone takes out 15-year mortgage? Yeah, plenty of people do. Samir, how much can we afford in New Jersey with 290K gross? Man, some of you guys are making bank. Jeez, 290K gross. Woo! You guys are killing it out here. 290K gross, 30K auto loan, 0 credit card. Is there any benefit of putting more than 20% down? Also, what are your thoughts on a 10-year mortgage? You guys are liking this, huh? Maybe I should just do this. So you make 290. Definitely, like, what is that 50% tax bracket already? I'm gonna keep it at 60. So you have a 30,000 auto loan. So what does that payment? That's probably like $600. I think that's about the right payment. So affordability numbers, 3,600 to 4,700. But you're doing a 10-year mortgage, which, I mean, it could work. So I mean, it's people ask me what I think about a 15-year or 10-year mortgage. Like, for those that don't know, basically what you're doing is you're cutting down your interest rate and what they charge you, right, annually. So the thing is that, how can I explain this? I feel like I could maybe explain it better showing you guys the actual numbers. Give me one sec. So basically, between a 30 and 15 year, or 10 year even, what's happening is they're cutting the obviously the years that they get to charge you, and because they cut that down, they have to make sure that they get their money back sooner. And the interest rate typically is cheaper for a 15 year. So let's just say here, let's assume the traditional 30-year mortgage is at 5.5, even it'd probably be closer to 7 probably. And then this traditional, let's do a 15-year. What would be a 15-year mortgage? 6.6. Right? So they just have to get their money back sooner. And because they have to get their money back sooner, the monthly payment grows. So this is a traditional 7% interest rate, 30-year mortgage. Your monthly payment is $3,044. And here it's $3,847. So basically, they're having to collect more principal from you up front every year. So the first monthly payment for the traditional route, they're collecting $2,200 in interest. And for this one, they're only collecting $2,090. But the principal they're collecting is a lot more bigger. $3,331 is what they're collecting every period. And the period they're collecting here is about... well, no, sorry, this is the payment. I'm wrong. This is the principal. For the traditional route, they're taking $311 of principal, and the other route, they're taking $1,241 of principal. So they're just collecting a lot more principal up front. They're collecting it more aggressively. And because of that, your principal is like you're paying 37% of your principal up front with a 15-year mortgage, as opposed to a 30-year mortgage. Since they have more time to drag it out, you're only paying 12% of your principal in the first month. So really, it's just, of course, it always makes sense. You're paying a lot less in interest. Approximately after 10 years, I mean, you're paying with the 30-year route, with the 15-year route, you paid a total of, let's see, let's go down, of $219,000 of interest, as opposed to the traditional route, you paid $530,000 of interest. You're paying a significantly less amount of interest. But the thing is we're talking about affordability, and unfortunately most people buy based on their monthly payment, not necessarily anything else. So you guys are commenting less. Is it because the information's so good you guys are all just like enthralled with what I'm saying? But you'd pay more interest in those 15 years, right? Even if you're making extra payments at JB. Might as well get the 30 and pretend like it's 15. I mean, that's an idea, but you are paying more interest for those months. So I guess it can work in theory. You could do that, but you are paying more interest in those months. What's your dream car? I actually had my dream car. It was a Model Y Tesla for the last 3 or 4 years. 3 years. I had a Model Y, and I got rid of it. It wasn't just a lot of reasons. But I don't have a dream car anymore. I have my dream is to have my car paid off. Let's just say that. All my cars paid off. My priorities shifted in my 30s. Interest rates will increase in September. Some people say it's going to drop in September. Dave Ramsey says I need 100% down. Yeah. Dave Ramsey says a lot of things. Dave Ramsey says a lot of things. All right, guys. I think that's going to be the end of home goals. I appreciate everybody. Yeah, I know. I was one of those dummies that would buy a car every 6 months to a year. But you know, times change. Okay, sorry. Getting depressing. I apologize. What happened to your FedEx job, Luis? You don't have it no more? 66K a year, no savings. How do I start? Bro, don't even think about buying a house right now. Worry about setting your budget up, setting your saving situation up. Save your minimum emergency funds.
I recently just bought a house in California. Just wanted to say you really helped with the process. Best wishes. Have a beer on me, beer mugs.
Thank you, dude. Come on, man. Wally gets a treat for that. Appreciate you, that man. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm glad I was able to help. I know buying a house in California is definitely stressful, so I'm glad I was able to help in some way. Thank you again, man. Where did you end up buying? Emergency funds is always a good start. Yeah, just start with that. Start with an emergency funds. Step 1. Step 2. Well, I mean, to do emergency funds, start with the zero-based budgeting. Look it up. Zero-based budgeting is going to help. Get an idea of how much you can start saving a month. Start saving that. Once you have your 3 to 6 month reserve set up, start a housing fund. Right? A lot of people make the mistake of just saving money, period, and then they have just this one fund of their savings. And when it's time to buy, they just pull from that. Don't do that. I made that mistake too when I was younger. Don't do it. Just get started. 1 penny at a time, man. $1 at a time. Thank you, baby, or BB, or baby, or BB. Javier, building a home and will probably be completing construction in January. Do you think the rates will come down by then? I have no idea, Superior Imaging. No idea what's gonna happen then. No idea. My question may not make sense. What is your take on placing 10% versus 20% opportunity cost of putting 10? Huh? What's your take on placing 10% versus 20%? And opportunity cost of putting 20% 10. I mean, I think you're right when you said it doesn't make sense. So you're saying like a difference of if you put 20% versus 10% down? Read it slow. My question may not make sense. What is your take on placing 10% versus 20% opportunity cost of putting 20 versus 10? Reading it slowly just gets me more confused. I don't know. Good question. To build a home or to not build, to be or to not to be. Yes, Brent. Okay, so 10 versus 20%. I think an amortization calculator will help. Honestly, if you guys can learn how to use an amortization calc, is good. Is muy bueno. Really, the big difference is, A, you're going to pay a lot less interest over time because there's a less principal to start off with, because your interest is based off your current principal amount. So you can have the same interest rate and you do 20% versus 10%. You will end up paying less interest because your balance is start off. Sorry, your interest is based off the balance. So they charge the interest on the balance. So your balance starts off lower. So you pay. Let me just show you. You can make a better return on the stock market. Downside PMI is only $100 a month. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about general opportunity costs, like, yeah, dude, I'm sure you have to know where to invest it, right? But let me duplicate 2 scenarios for you here. You got what I need. All right. So same exact situation here. 3044, 3044. So let's do here 10%. Let's do here 20%. And let's see what the differences are. Difference about $266 a month. After 10 years, $26K of difference of interest paid. After 33 years paid is $55K difference. So you get your $40,000. Well, actually, no, never mind. I need to take off the PMI here. Duh. And I think the rate would be a little better with 20%. Not too much better, surprisingly, but just a little better, I think. So about $78,000 difference of interest paid over 30 years. But your monthly payment difference is $330 a month. And this is calculating just the interest, not the savings of that $330. All right. So yeah, I mean, the extra 40K, I mean, you end up getting a lot of value from it after year 12 or 13. But once again, this doesn't include the PMI difference. PMI difference, you multiply that by, I don't know, 12. So that's like what, $3,600 a month, a year, sorry. 10 years, that's 36K. So just off the PMI alone, after like 5 years, 6 or 5, I mean, you start getting, money back, right? Steph Mack, do you think the interest rates are going to stay for years, or do you think the Feds will start lowering the rates? A lot of people say different things, Steph. A lot of people say go up. Some people say they're going to go down. I'm not too sure. I wish I knew. We're going to keep rates here for a while. Sorry, lower rates too fast. Inflation can come back fast and furious. That sounds right. Your name, who are you? You just show up out of nowhere and just come answering these questions. Was the Dream for All a buyer rip off? Huh? Oh, you're Baba from Twitch. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sussy2 chatter, yeah. Talk about that. Yeah, PMI is 66K a month on the 370K loan. It depends. It's if you're going conventional, depends on your credit situation, right? So depends. Stop it. Tom Away, what are your thoughts on investing in a home where it's forecasted to be a high-risk climate, such as Houston, Texas, versus a forecasted climate-resistant city like Seattle? If I was in Houston? What'd you say? Houston, Texas, and I was like, we have to buy a home. We have to get out and buy a home. What would I do? I mean, if I'm gonna be there long term, what would I do? That's a great question. Who's forecasting? Like, who's the ones? Like, anytime I would buy a house, I would look into the market data. I would see what's going on with my specific zip code I'm looking in. And if we're at a downtrend or an uptrend, that's where I'm gonna, because I'm buying what I'm ready to buy. I'm not buying based off of what the market tells me, right? So if I'm ready to buy and I'm looking at specific zip codes that fits my needs, I'm going to look if it's an upward or downward trend, and I'm going to use my strategy based on, if it's on a downward trend, I'm going to try to find something in an aggressive price. If it's an upward trend, I'm going to try my best not to overpay. Really, it's like simple. Is the Joe Biden Home Equity Act legit? I don't know, but that's a good title for next video, because that looks like a good clickbait title. Joe Biden Home Equity Act. It grows the economy. It grows the economy. July 18th. Joe Biden. Whoops, I looked up on my Chrome browser, not my Firefox. Where's my mouse? Oh. What is 25K down payment toward Equity Act? Explained. First-time home buyer may be eligible to receive 25 cash grant. This first-time buyer is called the Down Payment Toward Equity Act. Fulfills the Biden administration campaign promise. First introduces Down Payment Toward Equity Act. What's the bullet points here? It's a bill, so it's not even active yet. Be a first-time home buyer, own low and moderate income, consistent in the area. Buy a home that will be primary residence. Use a government-backed mortgage. Be a first-generational home buyer. Have parents or legal guardians who defaulted on a home loan or lived in foster care during their lifetime. So the parents have to have defaulted on a loan, or you're a first-generational home buyer. So you get a 25K grant. I mean, there's been programs like this in the past. And what happens is sellers just have to inflate their value because they're like, oh, well, they're getting 25K, so I'm going to try to get more money out of them. It seems like it's something that's doable, and it's something that would help. There would have to be some kind of I think there has to be a way for the sellers not to because I don't want sellers just to increase their price by 25K and say, okay, fine, there's this new program, we're going to get some of that money too. Because then not only is the government creating 25K to help you with your home purchase, but then the sellers are going to inflate their values. So then they get another 25K that they've created, right? So there's 50K being created out of 25K, if that makes sense. So I want prices, if that does, something like that does happen, I want to make sure it's being enforced so it's not being abused. And I think it sounds like a great product. I'm concerned about the potential issues that could pop up. All right, guys, I think I'm going to call it. It's been a fun one. I hope you guys had a good time. Cut the music. Wally Cam, thanks for everybody who donated, super chatted. Wally's happy with his treats. Of course, everyone who stopped by. That's technically the first episode of Homegoals, so not too bad. Appreciate everybody who stopped by today. Interest rates, maybe not the most funnest topic, but still a topic nevertheless. Thank you guys for everybody who stopped by. Appreciate all the new people that stopped by. I think we're going to go live again. I don't know, maybe Saturday. We'll see. We'll try to figure out a more consistent schedule. Thank you for all of our new people stopping by. Appreciate everybody. You guys have a good night, okay?